Obesity is a big issue in this country, and while most diets are based on calorie counting, there are several centered around time-restricted eating that are booming in popularity right now. New research out this morning is comparing those two approaches, and CTV's medical expert, Dr. Marla Shapiro, is joining me now with more on that. Good morning, Dr. Marla. Let's begin by talking about the issue of obesity. How serious of a concern is it here in Canada?
Yeah, so if you look at our numbers, they're really startling, and I hate to use the word they're growing, but they are growing. And if you look at the overall population, you're seeing numbers that are really quite shocking. And then if you look at the percent of women who are obese, that too is really terrifying. So we're looking at 8.3 million Canadians, about 28.7%, almost 29% of adult females. Now, we're not saying overweight, we're saying actually obese. And if you look at, mid-adults, it's almost 1 in 4. If we add in overweight, then the numbers are that much greater.
Wow.
So, really, this is an epidemic that's just not going away.
So let's talk then about dieting. What does this new study show us about these two different forms of dieting?
So when we think about dieting, we often think about what you eat, the calorie restriction, which can be for many people very onerous because it means often you have to count your calories, weigh your items, food, exactly, plan your foods. But it doesn't restrict when you eat. Time-restricted or intermittent fasting or energy restriction is more based on the timing. So there's lots of different approaches. In this study, they looked at restricted times in a day, which would typically be between midday at noon to 8 p.m. So in other words, you're fasting until midday, you stop eating at 8 p.m. There are other intermittent fastings where you actually fast for a whole day, or for 2 days out of the week, or 3 days out of the week, you time restrict. But it's really about time as opposed to calories. So that's the difference between the notion of intermittent fasting.
Okay, so what did these studies find?
So, what's interesting about this study is that both groups had very intensive behavioral counseling about what they were eating and when they were eating. So the typical calorie restriction aimed to reduce their calories about 25%, gave them education about that, but said you can eat whenever you want to eat during the day. If you were on the intermittent fasting group, it was only between noon to 8 p.m., but they also got a lot of education about what to eat during their time restriction. So when you looked at the findings, in fact, absolutely no difference whatsoever. They both ended up cutting about the same number of calories. So you lost about 10 pounds after 1 year in that time-restricted eating of noon to 8 p.m. You lost about 12 pounds or so after 1 year in the calorie-restricted eating. And both of them had high adherence to both interventions. There have been other studies that have looked at time-restricted eating without the nutritional advice, without the behavioral intervention, where people think, well, I can eat anything I want between that noon to 8 p.m. And they found no real difference at all, and maybe not as much weight loss. So it's not only about when you eat, it's also the amount that you're eating.
Okay, so what would you say then is the main takeaway? Is there a common thread?
I think there is a common thread. I think what you need to know when you're counseling a patient about how they can approach lifestyle and eating, that for some people, the notion of time restricted gives them a finite limit of when they can and cannot eat. It's easier for them than to calorie count. And then if you add on some healthy nutrition advice so that they make good choices between noon and 8 p.m., for some people that works beautifully. For other people, they don't like the idea of time restriction, and as long as they have the same education about caloric restriction, they too will do well. I think it really comes down to what can you sustain on an ongoing basis. It's really about that lifestyle change that you and I talk about all the time.
Dr. Marla, great stuff. Thanks so much.